Hey everyone, welcome to the Midnight Grab Bag podcast, and we are your hosts. I'm Taylor.
And Kristen.
It's like we're bringing it back after a 2 year hiatus. Like Kristen's gonna be my new co-host for this, so it's gonna be exciting. Got the new layout and stuff, so it's gonna be great. So today we're gonna talk about YA novels, and we'll probably get into some Am I the Asshole later and stuff. So where should we start off the discussion with YA novels?
Excited. I mean, I was looking through some just to see. I was like, okay, I've read that, I've read that, and I actually found one that I had completely forgotten about. I don't know if you ever read the selection books.
Selection. Isn't that like the match and stuff?
It was like
No.
the dystopian batch. It was ridiculous. I found it on my Kindle, like looking through, and I was like, oh, I like dystopian books. It was a ride, and I read like the 3 books that were available in like a couple of days, and then completely forgot about it. I couldn't think of the name, so I just never continued.
I just
Um,
looked it up. Oh, it's the one with the princesses and stuff on it.
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
was like, I never read it, but I always saw that because every time I look up dystopian book, there always be like books that's similar to the Hunger Games. Always the selection series and the Uglies.
yeah. I never read the Uglies, but I read the first 3 ones of the selection, and I mean, it was just the most. When I think of a young adult fiction book, the girl who's in the situation that doesn't want to be in the situation, and she doesn't even want to be a part of this, and the prince just loves her, and it's just like fucking ridiculous. I'm waiting for it to be brought back and be a movie.
It's like I feel like I was surprised they had never been a movie because like back in the day with the dystopian books, they always be like when a new one come out, they'd be like a movie's coming out, and then everybody makes those fan made trailers
Yes,
and
oh my
be
god,
like
I
tricking
remember that
people
one.
and stuff.
Probably had so many on. I could just YouTube it and probably see
The old one.
the
And I was like, we be believing it too. We see those trailers, unless they put the word fan made on it. You just
right.
be thinking like, oh, this is it.
It's finally happening.
It's
And then no, it's not.
happening.
It's
Like
never.
no, it's like no, sweetheart. Sorry to like burst your bubble. It's not happening. And it's just
You're a
like
bored teenager with way too much skill.
right. And I was like, it's before like Adobe Premiere started or anything like that started. It's just like I was like, how y'all just like get these movie clips? Because copyright issues. So how y'all just put
Right.
it on here? Like, where'd y'all get these clips from?
Well, that's why it was always like super grainy, or like the color scheme was off. So like it's not copyrighted. It's different. It's different.
Yeah, so it's zoomed in on his nose very tightly. It's not. That's not in the movie.
Or they just flip it.
Yes.
Flip everything backwards, and you're like, I
What?
love it. I love this so much.
Wow, I'm so into it. Like, I hope they cast these people, and they
Yeah.
just be everyone from the same dystopian movies over and over to
That
see
like
PETA and everything. Like, imagine
and
PETA as four from Divergent.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, he's a little short,
Short.
but like movie magic. So there's like a foot height difference between him and Katniss, like in real life. But in the
Yes.
movie, it's like somehow
He's like giant.
he's 5'4". He's like my height.
Because he's supposed to be the same height as Gale, so Gale's the perfect height. But then, like,
Like
PETA.
that actor's like 6'7" or something.
I mean,
And
he's a
then the
Hemsworth. He's a
I
Thor
mean,
brother. He's a Thor brother. They all look the same.
that's true. That's true. I was like, he's maybe Thor. Or
Yes.
related to Thor.
Like, yes. It's like, I am very excited for like Hunger Games coming back full swing, and I'm really hoping. Like, I know a lot of people's like done with the series, so it's gonna be cool to see the prequel and stuff. But I kind of want more. I want more of the games. I know the games is over and stuff, but I want more movies of like different versions of the games. Like, I want to see Haymitch's movie and stuff. I wouldn't mind seeing Effie's story.
I'd love to see like Phoenix game.
Yes.
Like going back and just thinking, especially all the ones that were in the Quarter Quill, like seeing their games and like that situation. I just think it would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like it.
Because it's just like the way that they won, like Annie's, like I think Annie's movie, let's say it's Annie, right? Phoenix.
Yeah,
Annie.
so.
Like, I was like, 80s way of winning, that would be probably the most boringest movie ever because she won by default because everyone flooded in the arena and she just
Yeah,
was the. I was like, I'm just a four. I don't understand. I was like, is that the quickest game in the world? Because it just the way she described it is like this was just day one. Everyone died by flooding. I was like, God. I was like, I was like, could I bet she killed no one in that game?
No, I don't think so.
I was like, damn. I was like, I wish I was that lucky. And so,
all right, here we go. Oh shit, I know how to swim.
So it's like fuck everyone else, and then and then Haymitch winning just because of the wall. Mm-hmm. I was just like, just throw my axe, you duck, and now you just gotta duck again and just kills the person. I'm like, that was kind of clever.
I think PETA should have won the Hunger Game. Like Katniss is great, but
Katniss almost died.
Yeah, just the winning by default is hilarious. To be like the little sword. They're like, we really got a victor, and he's just in the mud looking like some rocks, being like, oh shit, what, me?
Like I just like that's me. Or somebody the whole game thought they was a winner. Said, that's everyone. I killed them all. And then Peter's like, no, you did not. And he's like, Peter dressed up like Nightlock. I am the poison berry. In reality, if I was like the Capitol watching the games, didn't know who Peter Katniss was, I think I would have voted for Foxface to win.
Yeah, she was very clever, cunning. I don't think I didn't really like any of the careers.
No, I tried.
I did too, because I was like, yeah, I mean, everybody hates him, so like I want to like him, and I liked him in the books because like. There was just more detail, I guess. You got to know the characters a lot more, which again, I mean, that's kind of the issue with like books versus movies, because they can't put that. I mean, I would probably watch a like 4-hour, 5-hour movie, but not everybody will. They gotta cater to like everybody. Mm-hmm. But cats are destroying stuff. But I just think you kind of lose. Like with the Divergent series in particular, I personally thought that those movies were garbage, like absolute garbage. I was so pumped because this was coming right out of Hunger Games. That hype, I was obsessed with Hunger Games. I read them over and over and over, and then I found this series, and I was like Hunger Games, a little spicy. And then they're like a movie, and I'm like, I'm always disappointed with the movies, but like I'm excited anyway.
Yeah.
I wasn't as disappointed with the Hunger Games movies though. I think as far as book to movie, Hunger Games did a pretty good job.
Yes.
That should be the goal, the expectation. But we usually get Percy Jackson, Divergent, the Mortal Instruments.
Lord, we don't talk about the Mortal Instruments.
The one movie, and it was shunned so hard that they didn't even try to make another one.
Right.
I will say the Shadowhunters show is pretty good. It just kind of like took inspiration from the books and kind of did its own thing, but like I can respect that. I think they tried to fix a lot of the issues that, you know, you read these books in high school and you're like, this is great, and then you go back and read them as an adult and you're like,
so did I just read a fan fiction?
Yes, I was like, it feels like that, but I was like, fan fictions are better than this sometimes. Like,
but I was like, I'm very surprised how the Mortal Instruments series is still going. Like they have the prequel, the main Mortal Instruments, and they have the epilogue, and I'm just like, man, this is such a big series. And I thought Harry Potter was fake.
Yeah, I was like, I think there's only 6 in the main Mortal Instruments. I could be wrong because I've only read 6 of them. I thought I read the last one, but I know like they have like the clockworking, and it's like the whole back into like they're like it's the same but it's different.
Yeah, the prequel and the prequel Mortal Instrument in a Dark Archivice or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't read any of those. I read like the first Clockwork one. I wasn't a big fan. I
Me
did read
either.
the Magnus Bane Chronicles.
Oh, I did the Magnus.
Oh, Magnus Bane was my favorite character, though.
Yes.
So, that was a good one. I think I read that in a car ride to a trip or something. I was like, I love this. I love this.
I think
brought back that old fire that I had.
I think like in middle school, that was like my first like literature of like gay writing, like showing like a like LGBTQ couple. I was like Magnus and Alec getting together. I didn't see that coming. Cause I didn't read into any of the other dystopia books unless I blacked out or anything. But like I was very surprised about all that because
I was like, I don't think that there really is a whole lot of. Shoot my cat. I don't think that there is a whole lot like back our like YA book days. There wasn't a lot of that. Like
no.
it was very much, the main girl protagonist and then the hunky boy.
Yes.
And there was maybe some side romances, but I think the only one that I do think had some gay representation was the House of Night series. But that was mostly just smut. And straight smut, but it was mostly just smut. And I remember being like a sophomore in high school. I was like, ooh, vampires, I love vampires. And then like the first chapter, someone's getting a blowjob, and I was like,
we're done.
They put what?
This is
Oh.
it's like what? Oh,
I don't think I'm allowed to read this.
Sinner.
And then I've never ever read a smut novel ever again.
It's a good Kristen girl.
Girl.
Have you ever read the Hush Hush series?
I started to read them, but I never finished.
I liked the series. I was like, but I just didn't like the last book, and I think it was called Crescendo was the last book. I do love their titles and stuff. And I think the last book they just tried to rush the ending to give like a character death that didn't need to die.
Yeah, I feel like so many books like that is a genre of its own, is like the young adult books and everything, and so they try to all kind of follow a similar pattern and everything, which I get, but at the same time I'm like the reason that I did love the Divergent series so much, for a lot of reasons, but like spoiler alert, they like kill the main character.
Yes.
And you're like, what the fuck? I remember she like starting to read it and like from Tobias's point of view, and I was like, wait a second.
Like, stop. I think something they should have done to make that death better was just kill her off in the first book and then like go backwards in it.
Yeah.
Like just be like the first time and it's like, then I was falling through the sky and then I died, and then you just go to chapter 1.
I love when stuff does that, like I was just having an argument with Kelsey because we're watching Game of Thrones, and I was like, I hate this character. Do they die? And he was like, I haven't watched that part. So I googled it, and he was like, why would you do that? Why you can't? And I was like, do you want to know? And he's like, no, I'm not that kind of person. I was like, because like I want to know. And I read stuff about it. I was like, I mean, it's stupid, not satisfying, whatever. But I'm like, I mean, I like it when a series like kills off the main characters and then you just go backwards.
Yes.
And it's like, you know what's gonna happen, but it's the ride that I enjoy.
Yes. And I think it's like with Game of Thrones, it's that I just learn more and more that there's just no main character.
No.
There's
like,
no.
There really that was like Jon Snow, I guess.
Jon Snow probably would? Yeah. As I believe. But I was like, I don't want to spoil it for you and stuff like that, but like, it just, I know who I would pick as the main character just because the last season, it just made more sense, like, who is telling the story, but is not given the credit of telling the story.
Okay.
That's the issue, and I just feel so bad for this person because I know it's their point of view. It has to be. Like, if you look at the whole series, it's this person's point of view, and then when you see it at the end, you're like, damn, and they would never get the credit, and that's why they did it like that, because they would never get the credit that it is their point of view, this whole thing, of this whole Game of Thrones. And it's like, Game of Thrones is so good. It just, when I first, like, got attached to a character, and they just die, like, episode 3, I'm like, okay, so everyone's off limits. Like, nobody's off limits.
Which I really do like. That is my biggest gripe with Supernatural. Is because no character death is permanent, except Bobby, I guess. Like, just put a big spoiler alert at the beginning of this. But they kill everybody, and then they just come back. And then they just kill them, they come back. They kill them, come back. Kill them, come back. I'm like, no, I like the pair. I was like, man, I love fucking Jason Momoa's character. Like, oh my god, he's so awesome. A what? I was like, because he's like, yeah, no, I think like they actually love each other in the book, like this and that. And I'm like, oh great, like he's gonna be a main character. No. One season, one and done. No.
One and done. He has like cameos here and there, but like he's one and done.
He been in like one episode, and it was like when she was in the castle.
Oh yeah, that's like the last time you see him.
I was like, yeah, I love it. And I love the I don't know, I relate everything to D&D, so it's like, yeah, barbarian, and like their culture is very orcish in my opinion, and sometimes I love it.
It just seems like Game of Thrones is a big D&D game. Like, you know who rolled the not once, you know who wrote the D20s and stuff. You can look at this and be like, like our D&D party would probably be it. This would probably be the way that it goes.
We were just watching the episode that Lady Stark's dad died, and the guy was like firing the arrows, and they kept missing. I was like, it's Sayer. I'm gonna set the boat on fire. 2. I will re-roll. 4. That one got a little closer.
Yeah.
And then someone pushes him out of the way. It's like, that's how you fucking do it.
It's like Athena pushes away.
With your feet.
With my feet. It has to be. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I was like, but yeah, like I never read the Game of Thrones books, so I feel like I should. But like I watched the whole show. I watched the whole show. I'm like, damn, I feel like I got everything, and I don't want to like read it in detail now to relive the sadness I went through with a lot of the characters and whatnot.
Well, and I feel like the go-to when it comes to books is always movies. And I was like, I feel like we just need to do more TV shows, because from like I've never read the Game of Thrones books, but a lot of people really liked the series up until I guess like this final season or the last couple seasons, but I guess the guy kind of went off the rails with his own thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, a lot of people really liked it, and like Kelsey was like, well, I want what I read, because I think only read the first one or something. He's like, this is similar, this is different. I wish they would have done this more like the book, but like you can actually dive into the book and like have these long. That's why I think the Shadowhunter show is so much better than the movie that we shall not speak of, because it is a show and they can dive more in. I think took the whole series and smashed it together and kind of picked what they wanted, which is fine. But I was like, they can just do so much more with a TV show, and I think that should just start being the norm instead of
yeah. Because the thing is now with TV shows, because when we used to watch TV shows used to be 30 minutes long, and now TV shows are an hour. And then like when Netflix put out these TV shows as a whole, it's basically 4 movies, because a movie's technically like 2 hours, so like every episode is an hour, and so they basically just shot out 4 movies at you with no commercials.
Yeah, it was amazing. I'm not liking the releasing an episode bullshit that Netflix is on right now, or even like when Amazon with Vox Machina, they're like, here's an episode, here's a couple of episodes, and you have to wait.
Yeah. Why?
I don't binge this stuff so that I can wait. I binge it so that I can sit in my room and watch this for 3 days straight and feel bad about myself.
Because they're doing that now so people can keep the subscriptions for a couple of months. So like they say, if we release the episode a month, they at least have to keep our services for 2 months.
No, people are gonna keep your services. It's fine. Like,
are you sure? They just went up to $21, and we're just like, I'd rather not.
Like, is Stranger Things worth it?
Just for the month.
I'm pretty sure we're logged into somebody else's. So can't
but the thing is, with Stranger Things, they got people good because, like, there's 2 volumes. I haven't watched Stranger Things. I haven't watched season 3 or 4 yet, but they did people good because volume 1 of season 4 is out. But season 4 volume 2 doesn't come out until August, so you have to keep it for 3 months. Because why would you cancel it for July? And, like, you cancel it and then you rebuy it in August, you're gonna forget.
Right.
And so people just might as well just keep it on there, and then they're gonna get hooked in July with something else, and then that's how they get them stuck.
Well, that's you fill it in with other shit. You're like, I guess I'll watch this since I'm waiting for this. Well, no, this is another series that you're into, and like, I mean, it's smart, but it makes me mad.
Capitalism at its finest, right there.
No, thank you.
Something else that I thoroughly enjoyed that was a comic and now is a show is Riverdale, the Archie series. I know it's a crazy show, but it has like everyone's complaining about Riverdale because it has the weirdest plot lines. You don't know what's gonna happen next season because like Riverdale did trick everyone. Archie comics will trick everyone because the first season was like normal. A kid got murdered. You're trying to investigate the murder. Who's the murder? You know, they're like the teen drama of there's the murder. But when season 2 got involved, and now there's like magic, blood sacrifice, and stuff like that, everybody's like, whoa, hold on, is this like a supernatural show? Is magic exist here? Like, what's the lore of this town? And I was like, if you read Archie series, Archie has everything. They don't care. They made sub-series. Like, technically Veronica's supposed to be a vampire.
Right.
But like Mitch, or I think his name's Mitch. Mitch is supposed to be a werewolf in reality. And so did like the Pussycat Girls are technically supposed to be Scooby-Doo gang and stuff like that. And I'm like, you don't know with the Archie comics. Like, Riverdale is doing it perfectly. It is crazy, it's psychotic, you never know, but that's what the Archie comics are. And like the directors are talking about it every time, trying to show us, because they even put the Archie comics in the show, that you see that they're not making it up. Like, they're just sitting down saying like, I'm feeling this today. Like, no, it's like this specific comic edition. Here it is. Read it. This is what's going on. Like it's not. We're not going off the books. It's like it's here. I promise. And I'm just like, Riverdale is a time. Like, I love Riverdale a lot. And it's like it's a trip. It's sad to see it go because they're doing one more season. One more season, I believe. Season 7 next year, and then they're gonna end it. But like, I'm not surprised they're gonna end it because CW is bankrupt.
Right.
And
which I think is funny. I mean, I guess because they just don't know how to let go of shows, even when they've long past expired, and they're just pumping money in, and the fandom is dead. Like, I mean, Supernatural is the biggest example. I think they're just like, no, people want it, they love it. And I'm like, yes, 6 people, 6 people. And I was like, you can't keep doing this, guys. Please stop.
Or no. Well, we should talk about the longest franchise on CW is Vampire Diaries. They said this is the first. They said this first time in 14 years there have never been anything Vampire Diaries related on that channel. 14 years.
I'd believe it because they very much are a network that I feel like something worked, and they were like, "Ah, no, this is it. This is the secret sauce. This is what everybody
keep it
wants."
going.
And you have those housewives that are like, "Yeah, no, we love it." And that's about it. Like, everybody else is like, yeah, no, this is really great. And then it just kept going and kept going and kept going. And people are kind of like, that's enough slices.
That's enough slices. And like, it's just that, like, Vampire Diaries has like 8 seasons, and then they brought out the originals, and they brought out Legacy, so they just kept on going with franchise with it. And it's like they like, but like the thing is, what gets me, CW said like, oh, we've been bankrupt since like 2004, and I was like, what?
Supernatural didn't come out until 2005. Like,
Yay! I was like, bro, what do you mean you've been bankrupt forever? Like
how
you had no money, but you kept on picking up shows. Like, how did you keep on functioning?
were you writing like bouncing
You
checks
know,
to
it's
other
like, did the
people? Like,
actors really get paid, or was this all for like charity or something?
was
Like,
it a passion project?
yes, I was like, you had a passion project for this many years, and suddenly I just like, we decided that we're gonna be bankrupt right now, and now they're just canceling everything. And then I'm surprised that they're bringing. They just announced like another new show recently, and I'm like, why y'all going
Was
bankrupt?
it like the Winchester show?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Winchester says like, why y'all bringing it back if y'all bankrupt?
Well, why are you bankrupt? I was like, quit beating the dead horse. Maybe
Mhm.
I'm the only person in the fandom that feels this way, but like, fuck Mary Winchester. Nobody wants a fucking show about her. She's a dumbass bitch, and I'm sorry, but
It's just like yeah, Vampire Diaries. I need to rewatch it and stuff because I don't remember too much about it because I never watched Legacies or the original. But I was like, cool concept, vampire school, great, fantastic. Why did it have to connect to Vampire Diaries?
literally, like, because they're like, oh no, it's all connected, it's all together.
They're all connected. This kid just realized that this person. This person had a child too, and then somehow the vampire also, maybe a witch too. I'm like, okay, chill, chill. Chill. It's like then you also have Sabrina. Sabrina came back, but that wasn't a CW show. But they're connected with Riverdale because Archie Comics made Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So it was like when that happened, and plus they're neighboring towns, so of course supernatural stuff is gonna exist. And like when people just saw like, what witchcraft? Why is this here? I was like, literally the neighborhood town is Sabrina's town. It's literally, everyone said it. They even said it in the shows. It's in the comics. It's there. It's always been there. It's not like they made it up and said, we just want to bring magic randomly. It's just like, that's what the annoying thing annoys me. Like, it would never make sense. It would never make sense. And you just gotta, if you can let go of the fact that it would never make sense, then you'd be fine watching.
Well, I mean, but people are like, the salt, it has to mean something.
It's like, no.
They're just little silly gooses. Let it be silly.
Like, they're just in a silly, goofy mood.
they're just feeling so silly. Just let it happen, okay?
It's insane. Just like me, just like looking at all the novels I used to read. Like, another a novel I wish they did. Like, I know they did I think they did a movie on it, but I never could find it. And it was Maximum Ride.
I don't think I ever read that one.
The James Patterson novel.
No, I don't think so.
Have you ever read Witch and Wizard by James Patterson?
I don't think so. I don't think he was one of the authors that were on. I didn't fall in like certain authors, but like I don't recognize that name. There was another I was trying to look up, the John Green or whatever.
John Green books. The Green Brothers. I read The Fault in the Stars and I read Paper Town. I did read both of those and stuff. I did cry. It was like it was this thing I needed to freshen up my palette with because I was just obsessed. I just needed to find just fantasy novels, and then John Green just bringing in stuff that's like, this is real life. Here you go. And I was just like, like,
I saw the Dear John movie one time. It was like on TV, and I watched half of it. But I was like, I stuck with a very specific type of book in high school. I was a weird kid, so I was like, yeah, no, creepy. I was looking up books and stuff. The Vladimir Todd book.
Oh my god, the Vladimir.
I was like, wow, middle school just hit me like a freight.
I sold all my Vladimir Todd books and stuff. I had them all. I had the whole collection. Every Scholastic book fair, I was there buying a Vladimir Todd book. It was the only time I could get it. Only time.
Yeah. Because I felt like you couldn't find them anywhere. And then one time, I think I was in like high school, like old enough to drive myself. And I was at Myers or something. And I just saw like the pack of them. And I was like, Oh my god.
You're here.
Oh my god. I found them in the wild. So it was one of those books that like the friend group like passed around because somebody had them.
Yes.
And so everybody just borrowed it and like read them and everything. And like, I mean, I had like friends that got that little like vampire tattoo when they were old enough, and I was like, ooh.
Like, ooh. Yo, just vibing Tower was just wild. It was a roller coaster. And like, did you ever read the Cirque du Freak novels, like the Vampire System? That was just a lot of books. I did read them. That was one of the first books like I had like trade and trying to figure out who had it. Like, who had book 7? I need that and stuff like that. That I found out that made it into a manga. It was a game changer.
Huh.
They have it. They had it as a manga, and I found it free online, and that's how I read it. And I was like, and that's how officially I got into manga too, because of that.
I'm pretty basic. I'm Death Note was what got me into manga, which I feel like is everybody's like first. But I was like, it's a good one. It's just a good one.
A lot of people's first that I knew was like Naruto.
I mean, that's fair.
And Bleach.
Bleach.
But I remember seeing everyone with the white, red, blue book, and I'd be like, Bleach fan. We'll talk later one day.
I know what you're doing.
I was like, anime. Me, yes. Understandable. I gotcha. I was like, I think it's interesting that like I'm with My Hero Academia, so like their manga is still like going on as the show is out and stuff. So like I'm over here like, oh, I can't wait to see what they do next and stuff. And then I just keep on forgetting there's a whole ass manga out for it. I can know what happens next. They go by it frame by frame.
Well, that's good. I was like, I don't know if it's something that's still going, if it's gonna be like a Full Metal Alchemist thing where it kind of starts to like, it goes faster and then it starts to derail.
It's like, no.
We could not, Kelsey and I were looking for it, we could not find any, like, we could not find the Full Metal Alchemist. We could only find Brotherhood, which is the one that like follows the manga.
Yeah.
Like, we can't find it anywhere. We were looking everywhere because Kelsey's like, well, I like that one more. Like, Brotherhood has like a lot of good qualities I do like, but like there's aspects of the other one, and like there's a lot of scenes that he's like, they just assume that you watched the other one, but now you can't find it like anywhere.
Where? No.
I'm like, what did they do to it?
It's like,
like, we're taking bastardization out.
It's like, no. It's just like, I wish I could get into manga more and different stuff, but I think anime just take over. I think anime just like, I like it. It's there. I'm a dub listener. I know a lot of people have controversy with that. Yeah, listening to the real voice actors. Well, bitch, I can't read.
I can't read that fast, and like my brain can't focus. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty scene. What did they just say?
It's like, you said words. I can just understand you're upset right now in the scene. What are you upset about? I have no clue. But look at that pretty flower that was drawn perfectly great over there in that corner.
Literally, that's like, I mean, any of the horror movies that were really popular on Netflix there for a while, like you're like, oh, this is like the best scary movie, but I think it was like in Spanish or something, and then they were like, oh, this really great Korean movie, and like this and that, and I'm like, I love that, I love movies, let's watch them, and then I'm like, I can't do this. I don't know what's going on. I can't be scared because I'm reading what's happening in like super slow time, because I'm like, oh, they said that oh god, what did I
I just missed something. Oh Lord.
Let me rewind.
Like, I do like that Netflix now. It's like when they put stuff out now that's like from different countries and stuff, they already dubbed it with American voice actors and stuff.
That's nice. I know that for a while, like, they were having the trailer would be in like English.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sweet. And then you kind of watch for a second and be like, their lips aren't quite matching up. I bet this is like from another country, and then you click on it and it's in that language, which I was like, I mean, that's great, but I can't do it. Like, I want to experience it, but me no read fast.
Yeah, because there was a series like in the beginning of Netflix days. It was called Elite. I'm probably gonna do it now because now it's dubbed. But at first, I was like, wow, it's a teen drama show. Someone got murdered on a college campus. I was like, I am into this. And then it's like in French.
Like, what?
Uh,
That's like
uh,
the. I didn't realize that Miraculous Ladybug was still going on, and so I'm like, because I finished everything that was on Netflix. I'm like, this can't be the end of it, right? Like, this didn't end like this wasn't series ending. Like, they're still like going after Hawkmoth and everything. What the fuck? And then they're like, oh, we're signed for like 3 more seasons, but they're not even out in France yet. So I'm like,
what?
but I want it. And then I guess they have a movie coming out, but it's not going to be dubbed.
Damn.
And I'm like, what? What?
Why?
I need that.
Like,
I
what?
have an unhealthy obsession with fucking Ladybug and Cat Noir.
But I know I'm gonna watch it. A lot of people have been telling me because like I need to watch season 2 of Owl House and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I know a lot of people is like I don't know why a lot of people has issues of watching like cartoons. People be like, oh, you're watching that cartoon show, and I'd be like, oh, you watching Family Guy? And I was like, okay. He was like, he want to be like that because most of these animated cartoon shows are, I feel, is more fit for adults than kids at this moment in time.
Literally. That's how I was like, Gravity Falls is a great example. In my opinion, that is not a kid's show. Like, it has enough silly humor that I was like, I guess I can get away with it. But like, it's not for kids. I was like, there's just too much.
I was
like,
obsessed.
Grown themes. So I'm like, no, this is for us, and I know it. It's fine. I'm gonna watch it.
Like, Gravity Falls was the first like ARG I was ever a part of because when they started putting like those secret codes in the episodes and to find it and then you had to go online and search for it and stuff, that was the first time I like was super invested into a show to be like that extreme and stuff because what it's supposed to lead you to, they hid the pyramid guy. They hid his face or in the U.S. as a statue in certain coordinates. So you had to go to that, take a picture of it with it, and then if you're the first one that found it, then you get like some stuff. I don't know what you got. They never posted what people got, but that was the whole thing. That was the whole adventure, was to find those 3 statues. Obviously, none of them was near Kentucky, but like I was like, that was just some insane publicity for that. That they just made these 3 giant statues. It wasn't like these little itty bitty things. It was like giant statue of this man that's rambling in the middle of like Colorado.
And you're like, yeah, this is totally for kids. I love those kind of things. I am not techie. I'm just not. It's not. I love watching videos about them, like other people doing them. I'm like, yeah, that's so cool. I would never. But hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, so I was like, that's like my practice around ARGs and stuff because I'm trying to get into it more, but like, man, people be making up codes. Like, I'm like, that's like, you think escape room is hard? Do an ARG by yourself.
No, I could never.
I
can't even do escape rooms by myself.
I was like, you know, they have those like those little decoder things where they have like this like the little knob and it has letters around it and stuff like that. Like, I know those for the back of my head. But when they start going deep into it and there's like other ways of doing sequences with it, I'm like, stop. I do not know the names of this. Stop it. Because even like Matt Pat from Game Theory, even he had
like he was one of the ones, like, I think his videos were the first ones that I really started watching when he would like do stuff like that. I'm like, oh, and then like they'd prop up and record it and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll watch that one too. I'm like, these are so freaking cool.
Right.
I mean, I could never, but I will 100% watch your video of you doing it.
Yeah. It's like, you gotta go in the source files. You gotta highlight this picture. You put this picture in this file, it gives you something new. I'm like, what? You literally have to like deconstruct your game to do other stuff.
That stuff is ridiculous. Even like Doki Doki Literature Club. That was like, I watched a playthrough of it first before I ever played it. And it was just so like watching them do that. They're like, what do you mean? What? Wait. I think we have to do that. And like, I'm like, I would have never. But yeah, I do not have like the big brain energy to figure out stuff if it's not like right here. If it's not simple, I'm not a smart woman. How the hell do people like just like they're like, oh yeah, we gotta go, we gotta delete this, we gotta do the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
I would never thought of me playing a visual novel game that I'd leave the game, delete some files from the game, go back in the game, and then this is fine and dandy.
And then this like character singing you a sad song.
Yeah.
You deleted her. You're like,
yeah.
Why am I crying?
It was like, Lord, what is going on? There's too many emotions. You're a fictional character. What are you doing?
Doki Doki Literature Club was a freaking ride though, because it was like Doki Doki. I was like, oh, I love like story games and I love like anime and stuff. So I'm all about it. I think I watched Game Grumps play it first, and I was like, yeah, this is fun. I think Aaron knew and Dan did, and that's how I was like, they're like, ah, haha, and he's like, yeah, isn't this so funny? And then weird, creepy shit started happening, and Dan's like, oh god,
yeah, it's like she just stabbed herself. Why?
What just happened with her freaking neck?
It's like, I mean, like they just really, it was a plot twist. It's just one of those things like Happy Tree Friends.
Oh my god. I feel like this is more of like this is such a mod project thing, not just books, but
yes, it's everything.
a little off topic. But I mean, Doki Doki Literature Club is about like books.
It's a visual novel.
We're circling back around. I was trying to think. I made a list of books, but then I left it in the other room. So. But yeah, I was like, I mean, Hunger Games, that kind of stuff. That was like my jam.
The Hunger Games is the best. What district would you want to be in?
None of them. I want to be in the capital.
Oh yes, capital would have been my choice, or even like District 13. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Also, what was it? District 4 was the swimming district.
Fishing.
Yeah.
I would have done District 4, like, cause you're like a career, but not a career. Like you're right there.
Right. Like enough like everyone else, I guess. Enough like the scrubs, but not quite like. And I mean, just get to chill, get to fish, get to be on a beach, live your best life,
and just
tropical vibes.
I just pray that your name doesn't get picked out, or have somebody volunteer, because usually, okay. I think a strategic move, a different strategic move would be to live in the career districts, because mostly all the time, people volunteer themselves.
Well, yeah, and I was like, that's like what these kids are trained to do. They're bred to do.
Yes.
So I was like, I'd be definitely like live there. Then your kids are never gonna get picked.
Yeah, just like make sure the top students, like there's probably other lore into it, more about it, because it may not be that simple or easy that you can just blend into the background and stuff. But without the lore, I think you do your little training for the 18 years, let 18 people volunteer ahead of you. You just sit back and relax, and you have a cocktail after you turn 19.
Right, literally. Like, well, and it's like, especially, I mean, they get trained to do it, so it's like, as long as you just have your kid be like, don't be brainwashed like the rest of them, let those fucking idiots
like yeah, just let them go.
And you get to just
I was definitely like, my titty hit it hard. I was like, I think like a thing with District 1 and 2 is they probably paid off the family somehow. Like,
I'm sure like, hey, like, kid volunteer. I mean, I feel like they would be the district that would like have boot camps. I don't know. I haven't read the Hunger Games in so long. That might have been a thing, but I don't remember.
Because like District 1 is luxury. District 2, I don't remember District 2, but I know 3 is like missionary, like the guns. Missionary.
It's good to be that kind of podcast.
No, not the missionary. I keep on doing it mercenary. I keep on doing it all the time.
It's like the organism orgasm.
Yeah. I love District 3. No one at their career.
The best.
I hate that District 12 is like Candlely, Kentucky.
I mean, you literally, the moment I was reading, I was like, dang, this is where I'd be. I'd be in the goddamn poor place.
I was like, of course it would be us. I was like, of course. I was like,
I know where I'd want to be, but I also know where I would be.
yes.
So.
It's like we would be. I was like, damn, 12. Like when I first saw mining, I was like,
Yeah,
that's Kentucky right then and there. We get the fucking caves and shit. Like, we can't have nothing.
No, but I like that it was Kentucky, and then the two like main stars were from like
Kentucky.
I was like,
and we won.
Get it? We started a revolution, bitch.
Yes, it sounds like Kentucky. Yeah, cause like I think District 13 was Florida.
Probably, I don't remember.
Is it Florida, Texas?
They had like a map.
Yeah, Pan Am and stuff like. I remember I was studying this. It's like, what district would I be, and how would I make it to District 4?
Yeah, I remember when we had that TikTok hashtag. I was like researching stuff because I was like, I haven't like looked at the Hunger Games in so long. I don't even remember what districts are what. I don't remember like anything. District 4 was like Florida area. District 13 was like up by New York. Well, this map is wrong. It's the same as never mind. This is stupid.
I think I found a map. Okay, so but Kentucky, according to this map, Kentucky was split in half. Like if you lived in the southern part, you was textile, District 8. But if you live in the northern part, which is basically where we are at, we live in District 12. District 13 was mainly Canada. And like you said, New York, yeah, this New York area.
That kind of upper.
Yeah. And here they didn't have Florida. They say Florida isn't anything. But I think it's a weird place with the
like this.
And then the capital is weird in the middle. Like I always think the capital of California, but
that's it.
District 4 is
shitty, but that's like this part was like capital, and then like District 1 was like whatever's next to California.
Yes. But yeah, but California is District 4, and then it's District 1, and then it's the capital.
But I just don't feel like when I do think of like fishing and like stuff like that, I think of like Florida, Alabama, like those areas down south more than like on the like the West Coast.
Yeah, I was like, I would never thought about that, but I guess they figured it away because everything got changed when the Fire Nation attacked. But yeah,
that is funny though, because I was like, I always the way that like the capital was like that's Hollywood, like
yeah,
all the rich and famous people live there now. So like, what?
I wonder how people got jobs at the Capitol. Like, did you just like get older and just like, I'm gonna try out for being the Capitol, and then you just go there?
Or just like Effie's job, just walking around being like, I'm gonna announce this.
I'm announcing that you're dying.
LOL. But like, she's living her best life, her okayest life.
Like, well, because the thing is with her, she's like, well, but she's the dedicated person for District 12. To say it, and so she just sees so many people like dead every year.
Which could be traumatizing, but I feel like in this lifestyle, this is what you grew up around. I feel like death is a very desensitized thing. Like, it's a little scary and stuff. Like in our society, like, ooh, death, yikes. But like in retrospect, like, it's just, I feel like we're very desensitized to it. Not to the extent of like if we held a Hunger Games, but I feel like that's just the next step.
Yes, we're just making it so close. So it's like, get rid of abortion laws, overpopulate. Oh, Hunger Games, we're just getting close. We're getting close to it. Now it's like, I'm glad we're not old enough for it, but well, they probably make it. They'd be like, you start at 12 and ends at 34. I'm like, why?
Okay, that sucks. Now I gotta go kill a kid.
Yeah, like, I gotta kill a kid, and it'd be like all the 12-year-olds and 130-year.
You're sitting there like,
I'm the target. Just push them down. They don't know what to do.
I'll just sing some songs. I'm a teacher. I'll sing the teacher songs. And they'll be like,
yay!
Yeah.
Like, what do you think your ultimate move if you would do to try to win the Hunger Games?
I would dead ass just pee to that shit. I'ma hide. I'ma just paint my ass up and I'ma hide.
So, would you go to the cornucopia in the beginning?
I don't know. I feel like it would have to be an instinct, like in the moment, because it is a bloodbath. That's just a thing. But like, then they prowl around it, so it's proven that like going back later doesn't necessarily keep you from getting your shit rocked either. So I don't know. I feel like I want to say no, but I don't know. I personally think I would be a nerd in this aspect of like, I'm gonna spend my training time learning what food I can and can't eat, and what like materials and stuff I can use to my advantage for whatever reason. And my ass is dipping, and I'm gonna go eat some berries and find a cave, bitch. Like,
Yeah,
in a couple days.
Yeah, I think.
Sharpen a cap just in case somebody comes a little too close. But
yeah, I don't think I would go to the cornucopia either, just because you don't know what's there.
right, I was like, yeah, you might grab a backpack. You're like, this might have some food in it. No, it's got just a bunch of knives.
Yep,
You're like,
knives only. I'm like, cool. And the thing is, you can't really trust anything in the arena because the arena is like they make it. So like you would think you're eating a non-poisonous plant, but then they hit a button. It's like it's poisonous now.
right. Well, I think that my biggest move, and this is gonna be honing in on all of my Leo aspects, is just being a fan favorite.
Yes.
Because I feel like ultimately that is your way to win. You know, being like tactical and smart and stuff and fighty, I guess. But like, if people like you enough, they're sending you food, they're sending you sunscreen. That's the biggest thing I'm gonna fucking need. Like, sunscreen, please. But they're sending you that shit. You're like, lover, oh, you want her to live, because then you live and then you get to like interact with them. You get to be their buddy. So like,
you find a camera, be like, love you guys, thank you. I think another move that I wonder if people would do is say you're pregnant. I know you're a child and stuff, but just say it and see what happens.
I was like, if you're of age of like having a period, but Katniss did do that.
Yes.
And it didn't really help her that much.
Well, Katniss still already had a target on her back.
Right. But I was like, the people were like, oh, yes, oh my god. But I don't know. If this Hunger Games reality, if you are like in your 30s, I'm gonna just send me some food and I'll flash my boobies, okay? Because I'm already on like national TV, living my worst life.
Because like with Catching Fire, it's the All Stars season. Like it's everyone's brought back, so everybody knows how to play the game. They know you're supposed to play the harsh, and you had the brother and sister duo. You had somebody PTSD just crying. Fidnick volunteered to be with Max because they were supposed to be with Annie and stuff like that. Like yeah, the old lady, they knew how to play the system. They knew all the tips and tricks to get it and stuff. I was like,
like what they were, Katniss was like, I'm not playing this game. I think it was like Joanna or whatever her name was. She was like, you have to play this game, you idiot. Like, that's what you do. You make them think that they're your friend so that, like, they give you shit, you can win.
That's how you do it. Like, how is, like, nobody knows this? Like, I think their careers could have had a good one. Because, it was Kato, I wanted to say Chloe, but whoever the blonde girl was, because they wasn't on the same district, and I found that out late because I thought they was on the same district. It wasn't. One of them, Kato was from District 1, and the other one was 2, but they announced that they were dating.
Yeah.
And stuff, and like with that, I think that was a good method type thing. They did get a lot of fan favorites, but they got overshadowed by Peeta and Katniss.
Right. Well, and I also think an aspect of the Hunger Games that would just be absolute balls, like other than just the whole situation. But like they're forcing you to be with these people, especially the person from your district, for so long, and like is a boy and a girl or something. So like, you know, this hetero lifestyle, you're like, they're really cute, but like, what if like just a friendship? Like, you're gonna inevitably build a friendship unless you were just trying your hardest to stay cold. Because in the books, it's like what, almost a month or like a month that they are training and like doing all
Yes.
that. Like, it's a long time
Mm-hmm.
that you were always around that person, at the very least, not counting like all the training sessions with the other people. And like by Peeta and Katniss's game, like it was like 150 something or 160 something, like you know that everybody's gonna die, so you probably try not to build friendships, but it's like I feel like that's kind of inevitable. And then you're like, well, we're friends, but like it's one of those, are they gonna kill me? Do I kill them? Like,
And it was Kato and Glimmer. Glimmer was the person.
yes, Glimmer.
Glimmer was District 1. Because
Yeah.
Glimmer almost got, they did this in the book, but they didn't do it in the movie unless they said it more in the movie. That Glimmer almost got disqualified because she had a ring. Like, 'cause, you know, you could bring a token in, and her ring had poison in it.
Yeah.
And then she almost got disqualified for that, but they let her go.
Yeah. Because she was a career.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, well, might be kind of spicy.
She's a career and she was a face. She was a pretty girl, blonde hair, blue eyes. She was a big fan favorite and stuff, and I was like, I wonder how that would have gone if it was like them two, like if it was Kato and Glimmer.
I feel like, I mean, they just would have tried to kill each other, obviously, but I want to know who would have struck first.
Kato.
Because I want to say the guy, but I feel like these big, beefy men are usually a little bit more sappy. So he's like, oh, what if this could? And then she's just like, poison stab. Because she's ruthless.
Yeah, I always think, the way I would have pictured it was like, if it was realistically, it was the careers. Then it was like the District 1 and 2, because they didn't talk about the District 4 and 3 person that well. And so that I would have thought Glimmer would probably kill Clove. I mean, like, that would probably like be the last moment. She'd be like about it and stuff. He's like, we're almost there. And then like Kato just comes in the back and like stabs her through with a sword.
Yeah.
And it's like, she wouldn't see it coming. He's like, I got a wind doll face or something like that. That's all I could think of. And I got a wind doll face. And then she's just like coughing up blood and just like, but we were supposed to be together forever. It's like, but only one can win.
In a situation like that, I would just love her to come up with a knife in the neck.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody wins.
That would have been the ultimate thing. Cause I think Glimmer would have been that bitch. Yeah.
She would have 100% that bitch.
I would be like, and then it just ends there because you don't know if it's one winner, two winners, they're both dead, no winners.
And then Peeta just pops up out of the rock.
And Peeta was like, what happened?
What did he bread?
He's like, don't eat them Nylocks.
I've suffered from a lot of blood loss. Realistically, Katniss shouldn't have made it as far as she did.
She didn't. She should not. No, I agree 110%. Rue shouldn't have died the way that she died. It should have been Katniss.
Yeah, and I was like, Katniss is just not as much of a Billy badass as I think the book wanted her to be. Like, again, one of my favorite books, and I do like Katniss. As far as like female protagonists go, I like Katniss more than a lot of other ones. But I just think that they put too much stock in. They're like, she's really good with a bow and arrow, and so yeah, she won. She won. It's like, what? No, how?
Like, excuse
she's not
me.
very likable. She's not the smartest. She's very, very emotion driven.
Right.
Impulsive.
So
So
most definitely, yes. It just keeps going, and I'm just like, I just hate that like Prem dies. That's all I hate. Like, you know, this is the only reason why this all started. And like, I will say to this day, it's all Prem's fault.
All this started. 100%. All of this was because Katniss like, I got to protect my little sister from because my psycho mom has freaking traumatized me so much that like that was her mom saying, she's like, oh, you can't let her go. And it's like, Ooh, well.
I can, but I guess I volunteer.
And I was like, she's very emotion driven, she's very impulsive. But I think that scene in the book, I was like, closed the book for a minute because they're just like, Katniss like, oh, bombs are going off. They're in a fucking war, and then
yes.
I'm sorry, what?
With the capital kids, right?
Yeah,
with the capital
I think
kids.
she was helped me, like she was like
the nurse
providing first aid and stuff. Yeah, and she's just like, boom, blown up.
Because it's like not just bombs; it was Christmas presents.
Yeah, wasn't it like boxes or something?
Yeah, it was a present because the kids are supposed to open it.
Yeah, it was fucked up. But I was like, I mean, again, I like that kind of stuff. I like reading and being genuinely shook. But like Finnick, I am a Finnick simp. I love him so much.
Finnick should have died.
His death was absolute bullshit.
Yes.
And I got that spoiled for me. My friend was like, "Oh, you're reading like I think he died Catching Fire, maybe."
No, he died in Mockingjay. The end of Mockingjay.
Yeah, they were in the sewers and stuff. She's like, "Oh, did you get to the part where Finnick died yet?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." And to this day, I've still not gotten over that. I was in like freshman or sophomore in high school. I'm like, I will take that to my grave. No, I didn't. Then I got to it, and I'm like, wow, yeah, this is bullshit. And Katniss is just like, no, bye.
It's like, leave it at me. All right.
What?
Don't try to stay. I'm not.
I wasn't going
to. Bye. There's a big giant beast on you. Nope.
You deal with the mutts, okay, honey? You got this, right? Bye. Bye.
I wish with the mutts they did more with the Hunger Games, because the mutts are supposed to be the other tributes.
Yeah, like the mutts in the like books. I was like, oh man, the books were pretty traumatizing. She did not pull punches, in my opinion, with shit. I was like, holy shit. And again, I'm in like high school and I'm reading this and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, she is terrified. And then the movies are just kind of like, scary little doggies.
It's like they're little werewolves. Like, and like when you read the book,
like mutated, animalistic, dead kids.
Yes.
Like, and I don't remember the Mockingjay movies as much because I feel like I was kind of getting out of it at that point. Like, I was like, it's just not as good as the books, and like, so I feel like I've watched the first two movies
a bunch of times,
but I don't feel like I've watched. I was like, I don't even remember how they did the death. Like, if they did the death of Prim as brutal in the movie.
No.
As the books.
The only thing I remember was like the presents falling down and just Katniss screaming, and then boom. I don't think they like showed it. Well, because there's other kids too, and this is still during the time where like a kid's death is like, oh no, I know this is the Hunger Games. I know this is Hunger Games that has kids' deaths 24/7, but this one, no.
Right, because like they were like, well, this actor actually is a child, and like all the children actors that were in the Hunger Games were all adults, so it was fine. But that was like, I'm still waiting for some of these. Like, I keep seeing rumors that the House of Night is getting a movie.
Yeah, House of Night would be a totally great movie.
It
would be a totally great show.
It would be a really good show because those books are so in depth and like detailed about stuff, and I'm like, and I think it would just be a better Netflix show because then they can be horny on main.
Yes.
Like, I just feel like they can't get as
horny
in the movie that they could in the show. So Netflix should totally pick it up. It's too much. Some of those, I remember reading this book and I'm just like,
you know, a book that we've been dodging talking about? Twilight. That's the ultimate book to me.
I'm ashamed at how much I liked Twilight when it came out. I read it so much. much.
Twilight
And-
always came out around my birthday time, so it was like my birthday present.
Well, my favorite thing about Twilight is I went to a midnight release of the first movie and I won a cosplay contest. I was not dressed up. I was just dressed in my regular clothes. They're like, you won the cosplay contest. You look like Bella. And I was like,
Okay. You look like Stephanie Myers. Oh my god. Yeah.
it was a hoot. But I really liked the books and I really liked the movies when I was younger. Even though I was trying to make Kelsey watch the movies with me, and I think we only got halfway through the first one. He's just like, I can't handle it. I'm like, it's so bad, it's good, like, and it just gets better because the actors get so fed up with the shitty script.
Yes.
By the end of it, they're just doing their own thing, and you can tell. And
Yes.
it's so much more fun to watch. Like, these are the one exception of it just gets better.
Yes.
Like, the longer it goes on, the better it gets. That was like the freaking Jacob Bella fight scene in the fourth. It was like, you made my daughter into the Loch Ness Monster. It's ridiculous. It is comical watching, and it looks like they're just fucking over it and just living their best lives. And I love that.
Yes.
What?
I always love the line, young Bella.
I think we should definitely have a Twilight movie marathon.
I will love that.
I'm so down. But the one thing, people can shit on Twilight as much as they want, and it's pretty much always accurate and fair. No soundtrack has ever gone so fucking hard.
It had no reason to be that good.
No, especially with how bad the movies were. Like, oh my god. But the thing is, I will say, for how bad the movies are, it followed the books really well.
Yes, it did. Yes, it damn did. Stephanie Myers made sure it stayed like that. It's like, we're not changing nothing.
This is my passion.
This is me.
My self-insert story. Okay, and you're gonna do it
right now. You would not change it. I was like, I still want to do, like, I really want to do a cosplay of the baseball uniforms.
Please. I don't even know. I want to say, like, I want to be Alice because, like, literally, I watched the movie and I was like, do I like girls? Do I like boys? Why is everyone so fucking hot? In this movie?
Alex just kept on looking better in each movie.
She got better.
Her hair. It's just like,
that first movie came out and I was like, yep. Immediately went to the hairdresser.
Like, that's what I want.
The little flippy fucking hair. And God, did it look so bad. But I loved it. I loved every second of it.
As Alice needs her own show.
He literally does. I would absolutely, though, kill to have a huge group cosplay of the baseball scene.
Yes.
Everyone, every single person. I'm gonna make a list, and I'm just gonna start checking people off as we get them because it needs to happen. All the pictures we need to work on our leg.
Yes.
We
gotta stretch our legs.
Wonderful.
We do like this side by side, like, you know, people recreate scenes from movies and so they put a little side by side while their friends are doing it, so we do that.
Yeah. And I was like, and I mean that whole scene just
it was flawless.
Cinematically beautiful.
Like, I could watch it.
The unnecessary slow motion.
Unnecessary.
And then speed up. Perfection. Nothing will ever be as cinematically perfect as the baseball scene
in Twilight. I was like, if anyone could take anything from any of the movies of Twilight, it's just that baseball. I was like, don't worry about the plots and stuff.
No, you don't have to worry about anything. Just look at every single one of those actors' booties. Those
baseball.
The baseball.
That's it. The baseball. That's like, it's just the only lore from like the vampires like, we like the storm. It gives us power.
You're like, wait, what?
What?
And they're like, play
Baseball. But okay.
This doesn't make sense. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I can.
It doesn't make sense,
What?
but hot.
I'm into it. That's my sexuality.
The
baseball
vampire.
Twilight.
Like,
Like, that's it. There it is, right there. Like, what would you call your sexuality? Happy Pride Month. I am the scene from Twilight, the baseball scene from Twilight.
yes, blue and all.
That's what it is. There it is. There it is, right there.
And it's like, if we're not hanging out and doing the recreating the vampire baseball scene from Twilight, I don't want to be friends.
I don't want it.
I don't want this friendship. If you say no, like that's gonna be like my first question now. Like if I have like a friendship application, so would you recreate the vampire Twilight baseball scene with me? Yes or no?
What do you think is the most cinematically beautiful and powerful scene in history, in movie history, every movie ever? What is it? And if it's not the baseball scene with Twilight, roll out the application. Right now. No.
Cut off. Cut off.
Friends. Okay.
I was like,
Sorry.
He's like, I don't make the rules here.
I just enforce them.
Yes.
Gotta do it.
Like,
I swear to God.
that's it. It was like, I'm looking at a picture right now, the baseball scene in Twilight. I'm just like,
Nice.
and I wish I had more of the Volturi. I love
Yes.
Iroh so much. I don't care what anyone says, but Iroh was my favorite. The young looking one annoyed the crap out of me, and the older one.
Coda, what's her
No,
name?
not the Coda fan. I'm talking about like the main Volturi people, not the twins.
Oh, okay.
The twins are just like their servants. I don't really count them as Volturi, really, guys. The one that played Jace from Shadowhunters, that guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like I didn't understand him. He talked too much as a Volturi, even though he had 2 lines. He talked too much. And the older guy, he was just the mood. He just wanted to die, bro. He really just like finally killed me.
Thank God.
Dang.
I will say though, Jace from Shadowhunters. Oh my God, that man. Just reading him in the books, I was like, oh my God, I hate him so much that I just want to kiss his face. I just want to kiss him right in the face. I feel like interacting with this man, I would want to fist fight him until other things happen.
What?
It's just absolute
Just like-
hatred on a romantic level. You know, and not even enemies to lovers. No, we're lovers, but we are enemies the whole time.
Yes.
I hate this man so much, but it's just something about the stupid shit he says, and I'm like, all right, now my clothes are off. Are you happy?
I like watching like I said, like I haven't watched the show Shadowhunters, but I seen like gifs from it and stuff, and I just saw the gif of Jace and Maya getting together, and I had to like double take for a moment. It's like that's not in the books, right?
Not at all.
And, but that's
I
I
wanted
was
them to stay together. So Clary is my absolute most hated main character ever. She puts herself and everyone else into the worst situations and then cries about it. I hate her so much. I have hated her from ever since reading the books when I was like a freshman in high school. Public enemy #1. Okay, you want to know who we need to get rid of? You want to know what main character should have gotten killed off? It's Clary.
Clary, yes.
No. But I feel like the show really did take more of the like shitty parts of the book and kind of tried to fix them. Like they didn't make Simon a player.
Yeah.
Like when in the books when he was like dating Isabel and Maya at the same time, like playing them and just being a scumbag. They don't do that at all. Like they do make him like he gets a little cocky sometimes, but he's like super easily put back in his place. And like just in the Simon that they casted in the show,
He looks great in the gifts. Like he got the right attitude and stuff I've seen and stuff.
literally, he is perfect for the character, absolutely. He's just the cutest fucking thing in the
Mm-hmm.
world. I just want to put him in my pocket and just love him forever. Like Alec again,
Perfect.
Magnus.
Yes.
I was
Perfect.
like, I did not put two and two together that he was the guy from Glee,
It
and then I was
is?
like, the like Asian
Oh
dancer,
my god. I didn't
and
even
then
know
I
that.
was like, and then he like starts dancing and stuff. And I'm like, it's the same guy.
Guy.
I love it.
I'm just glad they
He
didn't
was,
whitewash him. I'm glad they didn't do that.
I am too, because that is a big like thing in the books, like that they talk about a lot and stuff. And I was like, I'm glad. Even like the Lightwoods, I was really happy that they were not just white people with hair. Like,
Right.
they were the movie that should not be named.
Right.
But I just really liked the show a lot. As far as like it didn't follow completely, but I was like, honestly, I went back and tried to reread after the show came out, and I was like, this didn't age well.
It did
The
not.
show's
Is it? It did not. I don't think I read the very last book of More Instruments. I think I started. I still have the audiobook on my phone, and I think I was at the point where I was like, I don't want this to end, so I don't want to read it.
That's how I was, because that last book came out when I was in college, and I was like, I started this, and I was like a freshman in high school. I found it in my like school library, and I was like, oh my god! And it was like a fucking chonker of a book, and I was like, I've never undertook something so intimidating.
Yes.
All right, and it was just so reading the last one. I've read the whole series. Like I've read the first one. I don't even know how many times. Like I've read all of them so many times. Like Devin and I watched the Shadowhunters together, and I'd be like, well, this one, but like they did that and just spitting too much knowledge about this story, and I was like, I think I only read the last one time, and I was like, nope, it's over. Okay, fine.
It's like, all right, cool, I guess.
Yeah, so definitely, I think that was Twilight. I want to say it was my favorite, but then I think I was like, I loved it. I just can't pick a favorite.
I think I'm sticking to Hunger Games and Twilight. I'm a Twihard.
Twilight just has a special, twisted little place in my heart. Like, and I think about, because I remember when Twilight came out, I had so many teachers that were obsessed with it. I would have like the posters on their wall and stuff. I was like, as an adult now, and having read Twilight, and I liked it a lot when I was younger, I don't think as an adult with adult reading comprehension that I could read this book and think it was good. And you were an English teacher, man.
Yes.
What?
I think they were like trying to appeal to the kids.
I did. Well, I had one who was just a little too obsessed. I think that she was inserting herself in that story as well, and just living her best life. I was like, I get it. That's what I'm doing too. That's my biggest coping mechanism as a teenager was, I'm gonna pretend that I live in this world now.
Yep, me. This is my world now. I'm in the Twilight verse. Bye.
I'm better.
Yes. Like, no, I'm part of the Volturi. I think I always imagine myself part of the Volturi so much. Cause I just want to learn so much more about them.
I just don't think that I could just continue to go back to high school over and over and over again. No. If I live forever, even if I live forever and I looked like I was like 17, I'd be getting a fake ID and I would be living my best. Like I'd go to college over and over.
Yeah, it's like college should make more sense. You can get all the degrees and you learn.
Right. I think that Twilight should be rewritten in like a college EU. I think that would be pretty sweet. And then it's like it makes a lot more sense. The movie would have made a lot more sense since they were all like 30.
And it wouldn't be creepy with Jacob.
Exactly. Like everybody.
Because like Team Edward T. Jacob. Like me learning more about the Team Jacob and stuff, and I was like, I feel like it's an automatic choice has to be Edward because Jacob is 16.
Well, yeah. That I was like, I never understood, even when I was younger, I never understood the teams. It's like, I mean, I get having your ships and everything, but like, she ends up with Edward.
Yeah, that's like
she ends up with Peeta. you don't really get a choice. Whatever team you're on, it doesn't matter. Fuck your team.
It's like, we know how it ends. You know what the main person.
You can have your ship and you can go read fanfic that accommodates to that ship. But to actually spend money on a Team Jacob shirt, are you okay?
No, that's not. I don't think I ever had anything that said Team Jacob on it. I think I just had a Jacob shirt. And you just had to know.
For my birthday, I think my 16th birthday or something, my mom's friend, because she kept saying, what do you want for your birthday? I said, I don't know, Taylor Lautner. And she's like, all right, bet. And she bought me a Jacob cardboard cut. It was my favorite thing. I used to put it around my house. So you get up in the middle of the night and then there's Jacob just staring at you.
You getting a snack and just a cardboard Jacob.
Audibly hear my mom be like, oh my god. And he would startle me sometimes, and I would keep him in my room. He'd be in the corner and be like, oh god.
It's like Edward.
Edward cut out.
Edward just watching you sleep. Blink, my guy. Blink. Please. That's all I want. I know you looking at me. Blink. I'm fine. Blink.
Robert Pattinson looked good in Twilight. I was like, you know what? He's hot, like a little soggy mouse kind of way. It's cute, I guess. But boy, that man just got better.
The dad was better.
God.
He still has not aged. That man. I looked up his picture. I was like, "Are you a vampire, aren't you?"
Dead ass. I was. You want to know what started Daddy King?
Cause I love the scene where I love how everyone agreed upon in the scene where he's doing Bella stitches and stuff, and I'd be like, they're fucking. They could have fucked.
Yeah.
That intimate mode, they stare at each other. I was like, fucking.
I think we're talking about two different daddies for a second, but both daddies, Carlisle and Charlie.
Oh, you.
You're stitching them up in Bella, and I was like, wait a second, we're not talking about the same dad.
No.
I'd take either one. I'm not.
It's you got a himbo, then you got sexy.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, Carlisle. You're like, oh man, he's just a very beautiful, conventionally attractive man. Then you got Charlie. I'm like,
dad bod.
Chop some wood with.
Yeah,
I would build a fire.
Good. But Kyle, he'd be like, you want to ride a motorcycle in the midnight sky up to the cliff? No. Oh yes. Fuck under the moonlight. It's like, man, she is a lucky woman. that his wife, they get to be together. Esme, they get to be together forever.
For the rest of forever.
I wonder how many threesomes they had.
Too many.
I feel like they spiced it up a lot.
Vampires are swingers. Isn't that just a thing?
Probably. I feel like you would probably spice up your life a lot more if you're gonna be with that partner forever.
Unless you just have that eternal love.
I dated somebody asked one time, was would you want to be with your partner for 1,000 years?
I think I would.
Yeah.
In a cheesy, pretty silly way.
I agree upon you and Kelsey. Yes, I agree upon with that. I feel like at least year 500, y'all probably add people.
Maybe. We've had this conversation. You looking at his butt a little too long. Hey. I said you could touch your boobs for 5 seconds.
5 seconds. It's like. So you got 2 seconds to the booty. 1, 2, you're done.
You're done. You can look at him. No, you can look at him. No, you blinked. You're done.
You're done. You have to do the Edward stare. You can't blink.
The moment you blink, you're done looking at those titties, okay? I like to think I wouldn't be that crazy, but who knows?
Who knows? Silly quirky mood.
Just so quirky.
Well,
but
It's getting a little long in the podcast. Let's like go to our last game. Am I the asshole?
Oh, yes, I am. You are. Always. Of course, you're the asshole.
Thanks. With my Scorpio moon.
The asshole, not just a asshole.
The asshole. The Libra is what calms it down.
Oh man, the Libra's rough. That's my rising.
Horizon's the same. And me and Kelsey got the moon.
A whole weird little friend group that intersects all over the place.
It's like we're at the same vibes. But if anyone doesn't know, what I am the asshole is a Reddit thread where people just post situations and then you have to determine if they're the asshole, the other person's the asshole, they're both the asshole, or nobody's the asshole. So
there's always an asshole.
There's always an asshole. Probably not the person here. I don't know. But here's the first one: is am I the asshole for not wanting to read my partner's books? So my partner is a writer. I'm an artist. I used to be a reader in my childhood, but as my ADHD went unmedicated and I relied on my phone for entertainment, my attention span got shorter and now I don't enjoy reading anymore. I try, but it's difficult. The problem is my partner really wants me to read his books. His logic is if he looks at my art, I should read his books. But I feel like it's an unfair comparison because reading takes a hell of a lot longer than a glancing at a drawing and going, nice. I have read part of a few books, and I tried to be encouraging and ask him what he's writing because I'm happy it makes him happy and I care, but I just don't want to read. Am I wrong here? Should I just try harder to focus?
I feel like I agree with the comparison of like looking at an art piece versus reading an entire ass book.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand the ADHD because I was a reader as well, and here I am. I feel like I can't read anything. Like it takes me many months to get through one book. When I used to be able to read them in a couple days. So I was like, I feel like maybe not put that effort in. Like, what is your book about? Tell me about it. Like, maybe try to read a page, but I feel like as your partner, they should be understanding. Like, I can't focus, man.
It's like it's unmedicated ADHD. If you got the diagnosis for it, then I believe it makes sense. She did put like an update here. She said, I also would like to add, I have asked him to read to me and I'll be happy to listen because I like his voice, and audiobooks I do really well with, but he doesn't want to do that either.
So I like that was the solution. I was like, I agree with that. Like, having someone read to you, or like, Kelsey sends those long ass memes, and I'm like, I'm not gonna read that. I can't. And then he reads it to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was really funny.
That's hilarious.
Like,
I'm an audio girl, and that would make more sense to me. The only solution I can think of for this is to do like small snippets of reading. Like if he finished like maybe like 10 paragraphs, then give that to her, and then she would slowly read it. I think that would be a good solution if it's not turning into an audiobook, or just like or she just has to wait for it until it becomes an audiobook. And so they could think of, because like I'd be in the same boat here. I would try my damn best to read it, but I would have like so much, it would be hard.
And then you like feel, I feel like once there's that pressure that you have to do something, then it makes you not able to do it sometimes. And so it's like, well, he wants me to read this, and like now I feel like I have to read this, and now the more I focus on it, the more I just think about how I have to read this, or I'm gonna disappoint him and he's gonna hate me, and then you spiral. So I don't know. I feel like I really like the solution of her being like, hey, if you read it to me, like I'll listen to it. I love your voice, and I feel like your story coming from your voice would just be awesome. And he'd be like, no. I'd be like, well then I'm not gonna read it.
The only thing I can think of is like if you have like a different friend that would read it
to you. Or even again, I mean, this small, tiny section, like I'll read 2 or 3 pages a day.
Yes, that's all I could think of. It's like once you finish 10 paragraphs, give it to her, and then she'll read it and stuff, and then give it back and stuff, and then like do it again. And then that would be with me and my aspect. I feel like I'm the same way. Like I can't like look at a book. I could read it and I'd be like, what the hell did I read? Because I will
Like
feel
it doesn't
bad.
matter how
Because
many times you read over it, read over it, read over it. You're like, I literally cannot absorb this.
I'm trying, and I will feel bad to my partner being like, oh, you wanted me to have an expression right here. You want me to have a reaction right now. Because
You're over
I'm
there staring at me like, what do you think?
I just think
I can literally not provide any feedback. I did not absorb any of it.
yep. And then they would get
But
upset.
you look at it, you just go, nice.
It's like at this moment in time, I don't think she is the asshole at all. Him, I give him a half asshole-ish.
He's like a butt cheek.
Like he's like a small bug cheek. Like I know he feels passionate, and it does seem like a compromise. I think he thinks he's in head because like if we're gonna go like she is an artist and stuff, but art has a lot of interpretation too. I know glancing at a picture, be like nice. The only thing he is saying is just the word nice and like
Probably not really taking it in. Like,
yeah. But like. So I give him a butt cheek. I feel like if y'all talk about it more, you will come to a compromise on
he's
something.
the ass cheek. He's not the whole hole.
Yeah, just a little ass cheek. Yeah, I think compromising is the best solution on here for that to still support and stuff. And like, it's not like she's like, I hate that you're writing or anything like that. She's supportive.
He's
Just
like, I want to read it. I just don't think I can.
yep. And I got one more. I am the asshole. This one is, am I the asshole for only buying my daughter books that are close to her reading level? And it is my daughter Rose. She's 9 and is a very advanced reader. She's in the 3rd grade, which is 8 to 9-year-olds, but reads at a 9th grade level, which is 14 to 15-year-olds level. Despite her advanced reading level, the only book she wants to read is the I Survive series, the A through Z mysteries. Both of these books are far below her reading level, so I told her it's fine if she wants to read them in school, but at home she has to read something closer to her level. I've taken her to the bookstore. We looked through the young adult section, but she refuses to read in the book. She says they're all boring and gross, and she always asks to get books from the children's section, but I have said no because they're too easy for her. Rose has started sneaking books from home, and when I started taking those away, she stopped reading in general. Now Rose has pulled away from me, and her teacher is recommending that I let her read whatever she wants. Rose's dad, my ex, found out about this and tore into me for not letting Rose read books for kids her age and offered to send her books. But that's not the problem. I don't have a problem with Rose reading, but if she's going to read, she should be reading something close to her level. Now everyone's mad at me, so I want to know if I am the asshole.
100% think that they are the asshole.
Yes, I 100% think they're the asshole too.
I get that you want to support your kids' advanced reading level, but if they're not, I was like a third, what you said, 3rd grade or something?
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to be into 9th grade books. That does involve like romances and stuff that she just probably does not give 2 shits about, like,
right,
or stuff that she's not going to understand. Like, she might be able to comprehend the words, but like, she's not understanding what the books are about. So yeah, they are boring. She's not seeing the bigger picture. Like, I think that's kind of ridiculous. One of those, like, my kid's so smart, and I need everyone to see how smart they are. Let her read what she wants. Like, and now you're making her not want to read. And so now she's going to be stunted at that reading level because she's not going to be interested in reading. Girl.
So I was like, I just looked up the I Survive series. I never heard of it. And man, I Survive looks intense. It's like an intense book. It's basically, have you heard of the Magic Treehouse books?
Yes.
Like when they go, that's basically what I Survive is. It's kids in like the blimp crashing, the kids at the Titanic. That's what the I Survive series is.
Yikes.
So I was like, I don't know what y'all mean. Cause that's like seemed close enough to her reading level. I don't see like what it reads inside, but those books looks intense for a child to have.
They make like more advanced books that are still like age appropriate. Like, they have those, like the Magic Treehouse books and stuff have like levels. And I mean, I don't feel like they probably go up to like ninth grade, but they do have like more advanced levels. So it's like she's still expanding her vocabulary and still like learning, but not reading stuff that she doesn't care about, like stuff that might interest her more.
So I read the A through Z mysteries. I just forgot. I looked that up too. I read that one. The A through Z is the book cover had like snippets of newspapers that's written at the top that spells out A to Z mysteries, like the A to Z mystery, the empty envelope, the Falcon Feathers. It's like there's 26 books. It's a good series. It's just kids solve the mysteries and stuff. And like that was a bit of a chapter book. It was Magic Treehouse style. So
I was like, I mean, they make books like the Big Friendly Giant and stuff that's like kid appropriate, but like the wordage can be a little tricky. So I don't know. I feel like you're the asshole, sis.
yeah, I think that they're assholes. Just like let them read what they want to read. Like it's like, of course, you just be happy that she is able to read up to a ninth grade level, but does not mean she has to read books only in those levels and stuff.
Well, yeah, cause it's like textbooks and stuff are always going to be like above a level than like what they're actually. So she's always going to have that challenge at school and stuff. And I'm sure her teacher probably has books that challenge her a little bit that are probably school books, but like if she's reading like recreationally and on her own time, it should be what she wants to read. Like, not everything has to be an assignment,
right? It's just not. It's like just let her be there, and then when she reads something else, she reads something else. It'll grow with the books. That's really what happens. I went from the Blue First Series Magic Treehouse to the Hunger and to other stuff. Like it goes higher. Now I'm reading business books. If you asked third grade me to read a business book, I would say, hell no.
Give me something fun.
Yeah. So like it would go up there in due time, just chill. Like I care about her education, which is much appreciated because not a lot of parents care about the education stuff. But like they're still kids. We're still kids. If it's not a reading assignment, then like let us read whatever we want to read.
Literally.
So,
yeah, you're the asshole.
Yeah. Sorry, sis. Asshole for me. And I think they labeled it as asshole too. So hopefully they figured it out. So it's from a year ago, so hopefully they figured something out. Not give that girl trauma.
Do what she wants.
Well, I think it's time to end the podcast. We're running down the wire. It's like an hour and 30 minutes, so doing that.
Oh my god.
So
it's the intro episode. Super long.
Yeah, always long. So I said it's just a nice test drive. We probably have guests on here, and so we'll see what we do. But I do appreciate everyone that is listening right now. It's like Chris, if you yes. I was like, Chris, if you want to plug any social medias in, you're more welcome to do that now.
Oh, my social medias I'm not super active on stuff yet, so. Although that, I think my TikTok is like DJ Cream Cheese. I don't know what my Instagram is.
Isn't that God's Perfect Idiot?
I bet it is. You know my shit better than that. That social media manager.
Gotta know.
I think it's God's Perfect Idiot.
So we have those links below.
I have a Twitter that I've never tweeted on before.
You love that?
It includes burgers. 69. Oh. I'm doing my best. I'm not the most technical millennial, millennial, whatever I am.
Zillennial, same.
I post on TikTok sometimes.
You get in there.
Trying. But I feel like we'll have to get a midnight grab bag stuff.
Yeah, we gotta
Social.
you gotta get those going.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
But it's like, for me, you can always find me on everything Spunky Taylor, except on Twitch, I'm Spunky Taylor Games, because they wouldn't let me have my own backup account, Spunky Taylor, the name.
You're so organized. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm a fucking fucko dumbass.
I just know, like, if I won't remember the other usernames, I might as well keep the same one on everything.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Just
I should brand myself, but I'll wait until I get a little bit of traction on it.
and then we start branding.
Yeah, I can brand and everything.
Well, thank you guys for listening in. We'll try to do these more often. Currently, we do not have a schedule, but again, test run. We'll see how this goes. Thank you guys for joining in and have a wonderful day. Bye.